So we're going to get to our West Michigan Golf Consumer Report. This is the second time we've done this. We did it last year. We're going to change it up just a little bit. Last year, the goal was to find one where was the cheapest round of golf in West Michigan, which we found at Sand Creek, which is just a little 9-hole course in Marne. And then what was the best value in West Michigan? And we found that. I can't remember what we all said for that. This year's goal is somewhat similar, but we're going to change it up a little bit. We are more or less going to look at two things. You know, what's the best value? We're going to split it up into three groups. And then also, how much has the price of golf gone up this past year? You know, the price of golf or price of everything is going up right now. How much has that affected the golf industry? How much more are you going to be paying to go play a round of golf this year? For the most part, and we'll get to all of them here, it's rather small raises. There are a couple that are kind of outstanding there where they are a larger raise than other courses in the area. You know, obviously we're not going to be on here dogging courses there because of their prices there. That's not what we're here to do. We're more or less here to highlight some of these courses here and then also talk about golf. It's a passion of mine. It's a passion of Jeff's rather. And John enjoys a round of golf upon occasion. Real quick, though, before we get to the report, a couple of news items for golf in the area. Brian, go and bring up the first one. Macatawa Legends has gone fully private. It's over in Holland. They've gone fully private, so unless you're a member there, you can't get on. West Ottawa Golf Course in Holland has sold. They're now known as Three Fires Golf Club. They are not open at this time.
And didn't you tell me they're going down to a 9-hole course?
That's what was originally planned. There's been some changes that are going to stay as a 27-hole course, but the original plan, of course, last year was it was going to housing. So the course, they let the course go, and then they sold it as is with the plan for it to be housing there, but Three Fires has changed their mind. They want to stay a golf course, so now they've got to get all three of those 9s back up to playing conditions, so they're probably going to be closed for a little bit. So that has happened, and also we hit on it back when it happened a couple months ago, but the Pines in Wyoming has sold. They will be remaining open for this golf season and next golf season, but after that, it is going to housing.
Whoa, is that who told you that? I thought they were closed right from the get-go, and they're going to start building houses.
No, that's confirmed by the course.
Really?
Yes,
so they're going to be open this year and next year?
Yes, sir. The housing, the people who purchased it for housing don't have interest in building for the next 2 years while they gain capital to do so.
I thought they had one more year and they were done.
I didn't know that. I didn't think they were even going to be open this year, so that's good to know. So they're open for 2 years. Okay.
Yes. Open for 2 years is the Pines. So with that, there's 2 more graphics here before we get to the next one here. Brian, what do you have for the next one? Once that comes on screen. There it is. This is going to be Saturday prices, 18 holes with a cart, and we are only going to be showing the 18-hole price this year. Now, of course, if we see a 9-hole price that we want to talk about, we have them here in our sheets. We might hit on that, but the prices shown will all be 18 holes with a cart. No 9-hole prices this year. That way it's a little more easy for the viewer, sitting at home, to understand the prices. And then, Brian, the last one there is just showing what courses. We've removed a couple courses from the list this year. Macatawa Legends, of course, has gone private, so they are no longer on the list there for public courses. And then West Ottawa also, which is now Three Fires, they're closed, so we also took them off the list there since we don't know exactly when they're going to open at this time. So let's get into it. The first one we're going to bring up is Sand Creek. And we said we're going to talk only 18, but this is just a 9-hole price here, John, over in Marne. Small 9-hole course, $16 with a cart on a Saturday at Sand Creek. I've played it once with my wife, which was at the time my girlfriend. She just wanted to go out and play a cheap round as a college student. So we went over to Sand Creek. Have you touched Sand Creek at all, John?
Nope, driven by it, seen it. Mm-hmm. Looks pretty neat.
Yeah, you know, there's nothing to this one here. It's 9 holes. It's as simple as it gets. It's $16. It's the cheapest golf you'll find in West Michigan.
What's the plus one there?
Oh, that's the price increase. So they raised $1. Okay. $1 price.
I thought maybe you had 9 holes plus 1.
No. On our sheets there, you'll see it there on the graphic there, plus $1 from last season. So let's get into the actual 18-hole courses here. The first one on the list, John, and we're going in order of price this year, is the Pines in Wyoming. They have gone to $32 for 18 holes with a cart at the Pines, John.
Yep, played that a handful of times recently. That's where my work golf outings have been the last couple of years. Nice course, not great, but good for a work outing, I think, with guys that don't play a lot and they're out there to have a good time. You don't have to worry about damaging or damaging your reputation. So it's nice.
Jeff, you've played the Pines upon occasion, correct? Not recently, though?
No, many years ago. It's a short course,
Mm-hmm.
pretty easy. Like John said, pretty good for people that maybe aren't
Beginners.
super good golfers or don't want to spend a lot of money. I do believe they used to be years ago. I don't know if they still are. They were closed Sundays. I don't know if they still are or not.
I believe they're open.
Okay, years ago they were closed Sundays. But, yeah, nice basic course. And, again, closing in 2 years. So if you've never played it, want to get out there and play it, maybe now would be the time. But just right 44th and Byron Center there.
Mm-hmm. And it'll be interesting to hear what the Pines, some reports of people who play there. I'm curious to see if they're going to let the course go with the sale going to housing there, or if they're going to try to keep it up. I don't know how much money they want to put into the golf course now that since it's been sold. So we'll keep an eye on that as we hear some things.
We should look into that because I still find that very odd. If it's been sold, why are they going to have it keep it open for 2 years for golf? And like you said, is who's going to pay for the upkeep? Is the current owner? Is there going to be somebody else running it? Are the people that bought it going to run it? That's all interesting questions, really. I just find that odd that if a company bought that, they would still keep it open for 2 years.
Yeah, I had heard 1 year, and that would make more sense to me because you got a lot of surveying to do and stuff,
Right,
probably.
right.
And then maybe, as far as money goes, whether that they would be leasing from the owner then or how.
And Ben brings up a good point. I mean, are they really gonna, hey, we got a issue with a green here, we got an issue with a tee box here. They're really gonna sink a lot of money in it to fix it.
I gotta believe you do minimum to keep the thing
Right.
up and running and call it good. But I don't know. So you've played both the Pines and Maple Hill, Jeff. You said the Pines was short, but I think Maple Hill's got to be shorter yet, doesn't it?
That would be correct. Yes. Yeah. Maple Hill's really short.
Yeah, Maple Hill, as I get the article there I had there over to Jeff there to double check. Maple Hill is the next course on our list. $34 for 18 holes with a cart. John, and they have raised the price $6 this year. It's going up $6 for 18 holes with a cart at Maple Hill. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, everything's gone up this year. I don't know
That's
if you've
true.
noticed the price of gases. That's gone up a little bit.
I think we've all noticed
Lumber
that.
has gone up. Everything's gone up. Labor, of course,
Correct.
has gone up. I would suspect the Pines probably would have gone up more if it wasn't for the fact that they're probably just kind of holding on, hoping to get people to still come there before they close. Otherwise, they probably would have gone up more than the Maple Hill even. Maple Hill's got a nice driving range and a nice clubhouse.
Yes, they do.
And a good, I don't know what you'd call it, the sales boutique within the clubhouse. But the course itself is definitely a beginner course.
Yes.
Good location, I guess, as far as you don't have to go too far for it. But
Correct.
yeah, I think they start getting much more pricey than that, and they're going to find themselves probably with plenty of opportunity. Now, with the Pines closing and other courses starting to close, that may certainly improve the popularity of Maple Hill. Good people out there running Maple Hill
absolutely.
as well. It's just
The
they're kind of-
Kitchen family, yeah, they do a great job out there. They have, I played a couple times this winter on the indoor
Simulator golf.
simulator. That's where I was looking for simulator. They got heated tees. They got the course, and then you can't find a better deal probably on golf equipment and supplies than out at Maple Hill.
Yeah, all of my clubs have come from Maple Hill. I learned how to play golf at Maple Hill. They do their summer
They may
junior
not want you to
programs.
mention that on the air.
Ouch.
Yeah,
I'll take it, though.
No offense.
No, none taken.
none should be taken.
We may have to do an apology show next week there where you get on and say, well, my game does not reflect the course and the people there.
I'm just glad there's no roads close to the Meadows. We'll play there later this year.
Maple Hill, though, again, the course, it's a beginner course. It is what it is. There's nothing particularly special about it there. They keep good care of it. So $34 for 18 holes with a cart on a Saturday at Maple Hill. Next on the list is actually a city-owned course, Indian Trails, which is over in the GR area, 44th and Kalamazoo, right, John? Is that the right cross street?
28th in Kalamazoo.
28th in
Yep.
Kalamazoo.
It's actually even north of it's on the north side of 28th.
All right. I apologize. I'm not really known with my streets over in the GR area. Don't head over there often there. But Indian Trails, John, 37 with a cart. And they're actually one of the lower raisers, only $1 raise this year for 18 holes with a cart and $0 raise for 9 holes with a cart.
And that's likely because it's city-owned. You're not getting the investing groups that are dictating those kind of things. If I'm not mistaken, Jeff, and maybe you haven't been around here long enough, but when I was a young man growing up, I believe Indian Trails was privately owned it was a public course, but it wasn't owned by the city, and the city purchased it maybe 15, 20 years ago. And became a city-owned course.
Yeah, as long as I know, the last time I played there was in the late 80s, and it was a city course then. Now, I do have a story. A person I know who built and developed the mines, built and developed that for the purpose of what he wanted to do was swap that course with Indian Trails.
Okay.
And then what he wanted to do with Indian Trails is make it a big retail development because of its location.
Yes.
And he could never get the city to bite on it. And he's recently sold the mines. They have a new owner there. Chris Zobiak is the new owner. But that was his plan originally when he developed the mines. And I heard that and I go, oh, that's a great idea. But for some reason they never got it done because it's kind of an odd place where that golf course is because it's all commercial all around it pretty much.
Yeah, if you didn't know it was there, you'd be quite surprised driving around. All of a sudden, big old open green space. Good location for it, though. It's primarily located around plenty of houses to get to. I played Indian Trails last year. Small.
Now they had the big remodel. So what'd you think? Think about it. They tore that whole course up like 4 years ago and redid it. Was it nice? Did you?
It was very well kept. I sadly got there in the fall and they already had punched holes in the green.
Oh yeah.
So I can't attest to how the greens were because with the holes in there, they're not very good. But I was quite impressed. The course was well kept. The bunkers are very deep there, so if you get stuck in there, you could be in trouble. It's a short course. There's no par fives on it at all. It's all 4s and 3s. I had a good time out there, though. For what it was and for the price that it was there, it was more than reasonable. It potentially, the best value in this price range. Practice area was fantastic. They've got the best practice area in the area, at least to a course that I've been at.
Well, no, you're overreaching. They don't have the best practice
Which
area,
one?
and I've never been there. Oh, by a million miles, Grand Valley.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
They don't have it. I've never been there.
Yeah, I've never been there, and I can still say that. Yeah,
That's fair.
Grand Valley has a top-notch college team, and their practice facility is second to none. They have everything out there. They have a little 3-hole mini course. They have bunkers. They have chipping green. They have putting green. They have tees from the west. They have tees from the south or north. They got everything out there. Yeah,
that's fair. Competitive to it at least. There, plenty of bunkers to hit out of there, and a well-groomed course. It's city-owned, so it's always going to be taken care of there because the city's got money to burn on it. Indian Trails, though, I would say there's a solid top-notch option there for $37, John.
Jeff, you've played your share of Lansing city-owned courses. I have. How do they compare? I've never played this one, but I've played Groesbeck and a few of the ones there in Lansing.
Well, like I said, I haven't played this in over 30 years, but Groesbeck is outstanding. I mean, the best government, I guess, owned course in probably the United States, maybe in the top 10 is
Groesbeck.
L.E. Kaufman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Palmer Park. Call it. Yeah, but I mean that place is incredible.
Yes.
I mean that's almost like a private course. That's so well kept. But Groesbeck was nice. Sycamore they shut down. Waverly shut down. Red Cedars shut down. The only one's left Groesbeck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The other ones were underwater half the time anyway.
Yeah.
Sycamore and Red Cedar. Waverly wasn't.
I used to
underwater.
ride my bike to Waverly when I was a kid, and we'd play. Is this a 9-holer? But yeah, that's been closed down for like 10 years. It's still just nothing. It's just still just field.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Yeah.
Well, next on our list is one of the courses. There's 5 courses we're talking about that we did not get updated pricing for this year. And it's Western Greens over in Marne, which is actually just down the road from Sand Creek, which we already talked about. And $37 for 18 holes of the cart on a Saturday at Western Greens in Marne, John.
Never played it. Heard it referred to by the locals as Western Lawns. very popular amongst those.
What's that supposed to mean? I don't get it.
I'm not really sure.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why if it looks more like your lawn rather than a golf course. I'm not really sure.
That's where I'm taking that, yeah.
But a lot of the locals that I know from the Coopersville Marne area, they play it all the time and have their leagues there and everything. So it must be satisfactory. But they call it Western Lawns for whatever reason.
I'm assuming, Jeff, you've not played out there?
No.
Didn't think so. Neither have I. But 37 for 18 on a cart at Western Greens. Next up is Ironwood, which is local here in the Granville, Wyoming Byron Center. I'm not really sure where that course is actually considered. But local around here is Ironwood Golf Course. $38 for 18 holes with a cart. It's only a $1 raise this year, John, for Ironwood. Top-notch course.
And I've heard over the years, since M6 came in there, that quite often has been on the chopping block or considering being sold or whatever, but it seems to still hang on there. I think you're the only one that I really heard, people that I know that play it and play it often, but played it, I believe, years ago when I was first just trying to figure out whether I wanted to even play golf or not, and I don't remember a whole lot about it, but it's close. Location's good.
It's 5 minutes from my house there. I played there a couple of times last year, and it's very well kept for being a small public course that it is, 18 holes. The back nine is very small. The front nine is a little longer, but it's very well kept. Very well kept at Ironwood. Jeff, you've probably not played out there?
No, I play out there a couple times with my son, and when he was younger. It's okay. It's not for me. I mean, I'm one of the shortest drivers in our group, and there's probably 3 par 4s there I can drive.
Yes.
I mean, number 10's like 220 yards par 4, which I find odd. And the greens are tiny.
Yes.
So it's kind of hard if you got, most times you don't have more than 150 in, but even 150, 140, I mean, those greens are very, very small. They're like a lot of them are like an upside down cereal bowl, so they all run off on the edge. So,
yes, they do.
But it's a nice short course, nice place to take your kids out, or if you're a beginner or something like that. I mean, it's a good place to go. It's well run. A couple ladies run it, and they're very diligent with what they're doing. I mean, they got the thing organized pretty good. So yeah, it's all right. Indian Trails, I think they have been hit twice in the last. Ironwood. I'm sorry, Ironwood. They've been hit twice in the last 5 years by tornadoes.
Yes, they have.
I feel sorry for them, man. That trees all over the place and everything. They've cleaned it up and opened it right back up and kept rolling. So,
well, you would think with the price of property and stuff and where they're located, that would just be a prime spot to be.
I'm just telling you, when people, you want to talk about golf courses and stuff, and people start complaining about golf courses, this and that, I don't understand why like 90% of them just don't sell for residential development, because golf courses are tough. I mean, it costs a lot of money to keep them up. You got to pay all those taxes. I mean,
you make nothing in the winter.
You're weather dependent. Well, nobody's going to get any golf play here for the next two weeks or so. The weather's awful, so you're losing all that income. It's a tough business. It's a very tough business.
So the last course here before we take a break here at our first section is Crestview, which is located over in Borculo. This is 2021 pricing, $40 for 18 holes of the cart at Crestview, John.
I have not played Crestview. Played the one across the street that used to be. But looking at Crestview, which I go by it quite often on my way to Holland and my secret hunting spot and all that stuff. Quite flat, it appears. Not a whole lot of elevation and stuff like that. But probably for the area it's in, probably serves it well.
Jeff, Crestview, you played that out there?
I always get confused out there. Is that the one where you go to you're heading west, you go to the four-way stop, you turn left, and it's right there on the right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, Noah and I played out there once, and I played the blues, and I was like, holy cow. It was like 6,400 from the blues, but like it was windy, and if your ball got in the rough, like you couldn't even find it, like they hadn't cut the rough for like a month. And it's a somewhat challenging course. It's not the greatest course, no. I wouldn't say in the world, but it's not the worst either. And it's all right. We played that once. I don't even know why we played there, if we couldn't find anywhere to play or something. But it's okay. Crestview out there, they've got some nice holes and challenging holes and that type of thing. It's a decent course. I don't think the greens are the greatest, if I remember. That's what happens when you get, in my opinion, you get some of these middle of the road courses. I mean, we played on a course out in Phoenix, and we asked the starter, like the Masters. Do you guys know what a stimp meter is?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Okay, so what they do is they put it on the green, and it's an arm about this high, and then it's got a lever going down here, and they let the ball go. And depending on how far the ball rolls, that's what the stimp meter registers to that. So if it rolls 14 feet, then it's a 14 on the stimp meter, which is like outrageously high.
Right.
Most PGA events are probably 12 to maybe 13 high. Mm-hmm. We played this course out there in Arizona, this one course. The guy said it was 11.5 on a stimp meter. I mean, I had a 20-foot putt, and I'd barely tap it, and it'd roll 5 feet by the hole. Mm. See, these courses, which gets frustrating, you go out, I mean, you have a 15-foot putt, you have to line it up, but then you have to figure out how hard to hit it. And the other thing is, like I said, when you hit a putt and you hear, that's not a good sign. I'm just saying. Because that's your ball fighting its way through the grass.
That's correct.
It shouldn't be doing that. It should be rolling along the top of the green. So as we get to the bottom of the list, you have more of that. But in the top, I'm not trying to rip these courses. I'm just being honest because they get a lot of play.
You get what you pay for, basically.
Yeah, they get a lot of people that don't know how. People don't repair their ball marks, which just bugs me. People don't rake the bunkers. It takes you 2 seconds. Grab a rake it. They don't do that. They don't replace their divots. The group we play in, we play in these money games and stuff. Now half these guys are crying. They want to, we play everything down. You can't touch the ball. It's 100% USGA rules. Well, they want to be able to move it in the fairway because there's so many people don't replace their divots in the fairway. You hit a drive right down the middle, 240, you get up there, it's sitting in the middle of a divot, and there's the grass right there. The person didn't put it back. It's very frustrating. There maybe one of these shows we could do it on on golf etiquette.
There you go.
And golf, how you dress when you play golf, John. Did we do that last year?
I'll pull out some pictures.
Yeah, we can do that
for demonstration purposes.
Where you're supposed to stand when people are hitting, how you don't talk out loud when people are hitting, how when you're on I'm not telling you, how when you're on the fairway one over, you don't go, Bob, I found your ball. You don't yell like that on a golf course.
And even when you're playing as a team, how if a guy hits it, you don't yell shank.
Yeah. Susie hits it. The guy just hit a 30-foot putt on the hole before, but then he hits a shot onto it good. Where's that going? Yeah.
Now you do that when you're playing for money and you're against the guy, but
right.
When you're a team, you try to at least hold it together.
Yeah, you do. I mean, I know. But that goes without saying.
All right, so that's the first group that we're going to do, the 40 and under crowd. Now, Brian, go and bring up our graphic on screen here. It's just going to show up every course on the list, John. Now, of those 40 and under courses, which would you believe to be the best value in West Michigan? Not just looking at price there, but the course, the experience, all of it. What's the best value in West Michigan?
If you told me, hey, John, we're going to go play one of these courses, I get to pick based on those, but I have to pay for it also, which would be appropriate probably for you. I'd probably go Pines for that.
Pines,
yeah.
okay.
There's nothing wrong with Pines it's longer than Maple Hill.
Yep.
Although I haven't played Indian Trails, you said it was pretty nice, so I'd have to consider Indian Trails. But
for the price, Indian Trails was nice. Yes.
Yeah, I would say probably the Pines followed by Indian Trails, just because I haven't played Indian Trails.
Okay, so John in for the Pines. Jeff. What do you have?
Yeah, many of these courses I haven't played, so I would just, I would probably say, I mean, most of the difference, it's only $3-4. So,
correct.
And I did play Crestview, and it was pretty decent, so I would say Crestview.
Okay, Jeff is in for Crestview. I'm in for Ironwood at 38, and we also have a fourth opinion from Mr. Jason Hutton. I pulled him on this here. He's also a golfer, and he also went with the Pines at 32. He played there in the fall. He was very
I like
impressed.
that guy.
Is he on the same program you're on?
What's up?
Cheapest the best?
No, you'd have to ask him.
Well, no, Ben didn't pick the cheapest one, so I'll give him credit. Well, let's see. That's $6. Would that have cost $6 in gas for Ben to drive to the Pines instead
That
of
might be what he's factoring
Ironwood?
in.
He might be factoring price of gas.
No, Ironwood's closer to me than the Pines.
That's what I'm saying.
He's saying that you'll pay a little more because you don't
have to
saving
burn
all
the
that
gas.
Yeah,
going way over
about 4 minutes difference. Yeah. Yeah, sure. All right, so let's get to the next group. This is going to be the 41 to 49 range. And there's only I have only 5 courses actually in this range here in West Michigan. And John, we'll start with the first one here, Wallingwood. just here in Jenison off of Cottonwood. $44 for 18 holes with a cart. They've raised it $5 this year at Wallingwood Springs in Jenison, John.
Only have played the back nine there. Everybody says that's the absolute worst nine to play if you're only going to play nine. From what I understand, if you could play the front nine twice, that would probably be pretty close to that value. But I think even playing the full 18, the back nine takes away enough from it that's probably a little steep.
Jeff, Wallingwood?
Yeah, I've played there a few times, and especially before I moved, it was probably one of the closer courses to me. And
Where'd you used to live, Jeff?
in Jenison,
Where?
across from Hager Park.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
Hunting Ridge, or what it was called, or something, Hunter's Ridge. But anyway,
Yeah.
I lost my train of thought. Oh, so
Wallingwood.
I played out there a few times. The front nine's really decent and stuff. The problem with the back nine is those holes along the river.
Yes.
They're either 100% sopping wet, or you can't see more than 50 feet in front of your face because there's a bazillion mosquitoes. So, it's not their fault. It is what it is. What are you going to do? But I'm again shocked that course, to be perfectly honest with you, is still there, and that hasn't been sold for development, to be honest with you, with those condos around there and those houses and everything. But I agree with John. I mean, the front nine's fine. It's great, but the back nine. And now there is some nice holes on the back nine, but those 3 or 4 along the river are really
The
rough.
600-yard par 5?
Oh, I think it's 940 yards, actually. The one time Noah and I played it, there was like a 30-mile-an-hour wind coming out of the north. I think I reached the green in 8 strokes.
And
I hit every shot good. My 3 would just go up and go like about 40 yards, go straight down.
And depending on the water level, it might only be 20 yards wide.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree with everybody here. The front nine is really nice. The back nine, not so much. Remember back when we had that 1,000-year flood and the Grand River flooded there and everything in Jenison went underwater? The back nine went underwater as well, and they haven't really recovered, at least last time I played there, which was a couple of years ago. They've not recovered from that. It's hard to recover from a huge flood like that. But $44 at Wallingwood. Next up on the list is a course we don't have updated pricing for, but also a local course, Pigeon Creek, in the West Olive area. $45, John, for 18 holes with a cart at Pigeon Creek.
I heard a lot of the guys talk about playing there. I think they have a lot of coupons or something because that's what a lot of guys play. But I've never played Pigeon Creek, and I'm not even sure if I've driven past it.
It's out of the way.
Does it kind
Is
of?
that the one on 120th out by the chicken Tyson Chicken? It is? Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Does it meet up against I-96 heading towards?
No.
Not that far north. Huh.
Nope.
No.
Yeah, I guess I'm not familiar with it then.
I played it once, and I played back, and it was extremely challenging.
Mm-hmm.
Well kept, way out in the middle of nowhere. But if I ever played again, I'd play the whites, not the blues. But yeah, real nice course. It's kind of a ways out there, and I just don't think to play. But I do know they have coupons out there once in a while and stuff. But yeah, I think a decent course.
Yeah, $45 at Pigeon Creek. I've played out there. Very challenging. A lot of water. So if you're stray off the tee there, you're going to struggle at Pigeon Creek. You need to hit it straight there, otherwise you'll be in the water. But I've played it out there. A very nice course, very well kept. They do a great job with it there, and it kind of helps being out in the middle of nowhere there. It's kind of quiet when you're out there on your round there, except for the guy who's yelling across the fairway, found somebody's ball, which always happens at every course, it seems, at least once. But Pigeon Creek, very nice course. Good time out there at Pigeon Creek. Next up on the list is a course I've not played before, John. It's Briarwood, which is south of the airport. $47 at Briarwood for 18 holes with a cart.
Yeah, I don't believe I played that one. I played Broadmoor, but I don't believe I played Briarwood. Can't comment a whole lot on that one.
Jeff?
Again, about 40 years ago, I played it maybe once or twice, so I can't even hardly remember. That and Broadmoor are kind of in the same area. The only thing I remember about Broadmoor is they have a par 4, and it's a dogleg left. If you don't hit it far off the tee, your second shot, you can cut the corner and you hit it over like a cow farm. So, I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do? And my buddy says, what do you mean? I'm like, well, I want to go that way. And he goes, well, yeah, just hit it over the cow farm. I go, okay. He goes, just make sure you carry it, because if you don't, it's out of bounds. You got to
Get some
Might hit a cow.
cow in the butt there.
So,
As Farmer
Yeah,
might know
I
how
remember
to
it
use
was,
these.
it was really flat. There wasn't a lot of trees and stuff. Briarwood, boy, those both been a long time ago. They're both kind of Caledonia area, I
Yes.
think. But I can't really comment on either because it's been so long since I played there.
Some tender meat coming from those cows there. They keep getting hit.
Yeah, no kidding.
Tenderized.
Yeah, I've not played Briarwood at all, so I really can't comment on it there, but it is in the Caledonia area south of the airport. Broadmoor is the next one on the list there. That's also $47 for 18 holes with a cart on a Saturday. Owned by the same company as Briarwood. They're both owned by the same company, John. And I believe I have you down that you've played Broadmoor.
I have.
correct?
I was very, very young. I had,
Okay.
like I said, I was borrowing clubs and yeah, I played it decent, not far. A lot of houses around, if I remember right at the time, but good location.
Jeff, you kind of commented there with the cow farm at Broadmoor, but I've not played Broadmoor at all again, so I can't comment on that. But 47 at both of those courses there. Both are south of the airport in the Caledonia area. And then the last course here in the $41 to $49 range is Glen Eagle, right here in the Hudsonville area, just off 44th Street. $49, John, for 18 holes of the cart at Glen Eagle. We all played there last year. Jeff lives on it. What do you think? $49 at Glen Eagle.
Really enjoyed our scramble out there. I have played, I think, once, at least 9 of the holes with Connor or somebody previous to that, but probably would not pay a 50 spot to play 18 out there.
What do you think, Jeff? You live on the course, 49.
Yeah, tons of league play. I haven't seen anybody out there working on the course yet this year, although the weather's been down. I mean, it's okay. I've got some issues with the course that really I don't want to talk about on air, but the course is fine. I don't like how they number 12 used to be a really cool par 5. They moved it to a par 3 because they've sold some condos. And then the next hole they tried to 13. They moved it back and made it a par 5, which is I'm fine with that. And number 1, they put those condos in and kind of goofed up the green and everything. That used to be a real kind of fun hole. Now it's kind of odd with a very, very odd shaped green.
It's like a real late dog leg for the green, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So, I mean, it is what it is. Again, that's another course. They sold their driving range for condos. They've done a couple things with their holes for condos. I just keep waiting for maybe something else to happen there. Who knows? But, again, it's right outside my back door, so I usually play there a couple times a year. But, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's easy to play it when it's, 30 seconds from your garage? The clubhouse?
Not even.
Not even 30 seconds from your garage.
Yeah.
49 at Glen Eagle. I really think they're pushing the price here on their greens. The greens at Glen Eagle are very challenging. And I think they take good care of the greens. But overall experience for 49, it's just not going to happen for me. It's a $4 raise this year at Glen Eagle there. We're not trying to dog on the course here, but it's just not. There's other courses in the area that we're going to get to there that are relatively close to that same price there, where you would rather go here versus golf at Glen Eagle. Again, we're not trying to dog the course. It's a nice course, very well kept, good people, but for 49 for me, just not going to happen. So with those 5 out of the way, the 41 to 49, let's take a look again here at those 5 there, Brian, and there they are. John, out of those 5 courses in the 41 to 49 range, I guess I should say 44 to 49 range, what do you have here for best value?
Boy,
it's tough.
Yeah, I'd probably have to do Wallingwood, even though I'm not as familiar with that front 9. But if the front 9 is as good as I think it is, that would probably be enough to allow me to play there. Location, something to be said too. I'd play Wallingwood before I played Glen Eagle, I think.
Jeff, what do you think?
Well, I would play Glen Eagle because one thing I will say, what's frustrating is, like, even when we went to Phoenix, we played 9 rounds. We played 3 of a course we played before. It's very hard when you play a course if you haven't played it before. You don't, you hit a drive, and there's a hill, and then you get up there and you're like, oh, there's water on your side. I wish I would have known that. And, so Glen Eagle, I kind of know what it's like. I know what to expect. And plus, I don't even have to drive to get there. So I will take Glen Eagle.
So Wiswary is in for Glen Eagle. I'm going to be in for Pigeon Creek for the best value there. Well kept, tough course, good time out there. And our good friend Jason Hutton is in for Broadmoor as the best value. So we're all over the board on this one here. Van Laan's got Wallingwood. Wiswary's got Glen Eagle. I've got Pigeon Creek, and Jason Hutton rather has Broadmoor. So all over the board there, Briarwood, the only one not getting a vote out of those 5.
Jeff, ever played Saskatoon? Just out of curiosity. There?
Again, that was about 30 years ago. We used to play out there a lot, even before they got their third 9 or fourth 9.
They
I think
got
it was
45
fourth
holes
9.
now.
Yeah.
Wow.
They got 5 9s? No.
That's what it says. 45
Oh,
holes.
all right. Maybe they added one then. Back when I used to play, they used to have red, white, and blue, and then they added yellow across the street. I played that a couple times. That place was always okay. I mean, it wasn't great. Is that on our list?
It is
It's
not.
not on our list. That's why I was
Okay.
just looking at $46 on the weekend there.
Okay.
For 18.
Yeah, Saskatoon's okay. I mean, it's not you're gonna drop everything you're doing to go play it, but it's not like you're gonna go and it's a dog track either. I mean, it's a decent course.
Yeah, we have 19 on the list here, and Saskatoon was one that got cut there. Thought about adding them there, but we've added a couple here. Briarwood, Broadmoor both got added, and then Quail Ridge actually somehow wasn't on this report last year, despite being on the membership report. And then Scott Lake, which we'll get to here in just a second, was added. So now we're going to talk about the 50 and over range here, and we've got a number of courses, 7 of them here in this 50 and over range. And we're going to start off with Winding Creek, which is over in the South Holland area on Ontonagon Street. And this is 2021 pricing, $50 for 18 with a cart on a Saturday at Winding Creek, John.
Yeah, I'm not paying $50. At least it's been not as long as Jeff and all those courses, but it's probably been 10 years since I've played Winding Creek. But I played it a lot when I played it.
Yes.
My brother-in-law and I would meet up there. He lives in Holland, and I would put it on maybe the Pines category, in my opinion.
Wow. Ouch. Jeff, you played Winding? Not sure?
If I did, I don't remember. If I did, it was with Balser.
Okay.
Now, see, we went and played either that place or the one that you said's
West Ottawa.
3 Fires. Yeah, I can't keep track. Which one has kind of like a dark brown clubhouse?
I think that might be West Ottawa there.
I think it is too.
Yeah.
This and then
Practically right on 31.
Yeah, Winding
West Ottawa
Creek's
is.
clubhouse is like an A-frame.
but Winding Creek's south of Holland, you said, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think I've played that. I really don't. So I can't comment. I don't think I've played it.
Jeff's going to be, or Ben's a member there this year, so you.
Well,
I'm not. I did not.
Oh, you didn't pull the plug.
Well, he was going to until the price of gas went up. He told
Price
me.
of gas went to $4.25 and half a liver.
So apparently that's going to cost him the membership fee
$1,000
plus half liver.
Yeah, I play Winding yearly. Our church outing is at Winding Creek in Holland. Nice course for 50 though. Again, just like Glen Eagle, it's just not going to happen. Not for me, at least. They're not for that pricing there. 9 holes is 35, and even then, that's just not going to happen at 35 there. Decent course. It's got 3 9s on it there, so you can almost always get on. Blue 9 is the toughest out of the 3. The white 9 isn't terrible. The gold 9 is kind of boring. But overall, 50, again, that's this pricing, so we'll expect that to probably go up a couple of bucks. But, for me, that's just not going to happen. Next up on the list, John, is Scott Lake, which is in the North GR area. They are new to our list, and we actually have updated pricing for them. We got them on the list as 2021 pricing. They've since updated it to $52 for 18 holes of the cart. They've raised it $2 this year, a modest raise at Scott Lake, John.
Yep, never played it. Certainly passed it a lot on the way up north. A lot of guys I know do play it. A lot of the teachers from Godwin would get together and play Scott Lake. I think it's a nice course, but I can't speak to it.
Jeff, you played Scott Lake?
I played Scott Lake back when I worked at Coca-Cola from 90 to 93. Okay. So that's how long it's been since I played there. We used to have a league up there. They just built that second 9. That's by the highway. From what I can remember, it was again decent. I mean, I would put on maybe the same level as a Saskatoon, something like that. I do know they have a very exciting thing there that some of my buddies playing, and I've always meant to do it, but I'm always working or playing at Quail. They have a Friday 2-man scramble. You can play any time on Friday, and you just pay, and then they'll put the scores all together, and then you call later and find out if you won or not. And it's kind of fun to do.
So that's the one where we're traveling down 131. And you see it on the
left.
Okay.
Yep.
It has some big drop.
Yeah, they got that par 3. It's got literally a 100-foot drop.
Yeah,
It's almost like Boeing.
I was talking to Ben. I didn't realize that was Scott Lake. Too.
Yep, that's that. Well, I should say new 9, but it's probably been there 30 years.
Yeah.
But that was the
latest 9.
The latest 9. There you go. Yeah.
I've not played Scott Lake. I'd like to. I've heard a lot of good things about it. And, again, I've not played it, so I can't really comment on the price there as if that's a good value or not there. But it's what I would expect based on the good comments I've heard from Scott Lake. Next up on the list is a course over in Hamilton, and I've heard a lot about this. I've actually never played Diamond Springs. It's on the list this year to get to. Diamond Springs, $58 for 18 holes with a cart, John. A modest raise of only $2 this year.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say the same thing. That it's kind of a hidden gem there in Hamilton. Not a lot of people know about it, but heard nothing but good things, but never played it.
Jeff, I believe you've played over at Diamond Springs.
I played there once, again, many, many, many years ago, and I've heard always good things about it, and I probably played one of the worst rounds I've ever played, so I didn't like it. So
Was that because of the course, or was that because of you?
As because of me, obviously,
okay, all right,
yeah.
all right.
But when you don't play good somewhere, you're like, why do I want to go back there again? Right. So, but I've heard, and I don't remember. It was in the morning. It was cold and dreary, and it was just that's the only time I've ever played it. But everyone I've talked to said it's really nice. But I don't know where it's at. It's out. I think it's actually south of Hamilton. It's like way out in the sticks or something, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about 20 to 25 minutes from here.
Is it? Okay.
About due south. Yeah.
All right. So, but like I said, I can't really offer much on, but I just know everybody I've heard says it's actually pretty nice. The golf guy used to be the golf pro there a million years ago. He used to live near me, but I don't know if he still is anymore. I want to say his name was Rob or something. But anyway, yeah. So I've heard a lot of good things about Diamond Springs. 58. I don't know if it's worth it or not.
Yeah. I've not played it, so I can't comment on the price there, but it is on the list to get to this year over at Diamond Springs. Now we get to some of the more serious courses here in the area. Kaufman or Palmer Park. 2021 pricing, we've got some questions there. The brand new website for Kaufman, it looks real nice. And at least my assumption in working with our station website here is that if you're going to update your pricing, you do it when you update the website, make a brand new website. Not make the brand new website and then come back to it a couple weeks later. So there's a possibility, at least in my eye, potentially there, that 58 is going to be the price for this year. But $58, John, at Kaufman Palmer Park for 18 holes of the cart on a Saturday.
Yeah, Jeff kind of mentioned it. He thinks it's one of the nicest municipal golf courses in the United States, and it certainly is very, very nice.
What do you think, Jeff?
I love it. We almost moved our group there. We had a big discussion about it, and a lot of the guys wanted to move there, but the majority wanted to stay at Quail. The main reason we didn't go there is they couldn't guarantee us tee times, and it gets real heavy play.
Yes.
And you get some high school teams out there, girls' high school teams. We got caught behind one of them one time, and our 9-hole round was 3.5 hours. It was awful. Yeah. Do you have a comment? I saw you looking at me.
No, I just was. I think I found out why you don't like girls' sports there, but now.
Oh no! I think girls' sports is great. I'm not a fan of some of them. That's all.
Yes.
But anyway, back to Kaufman. But as far as the course goes, it's tremendous. Now the other issue they have is the
water.
110 and 18. So what we'll do is when we play is we call it lift, clean, and cheat on 110 and 18. If the water's risen and stuff all the way through the green, you can lift your ball and place it and stuff because it might be dried out and there's dirt and stuff like that if they get a lot of flooding. But besides that, the course is a really, really well-kept course, and the greens are really tremendous.
Yes, they are. I played there last year, top of the line. $58 there, I think, is a great value for the type of course you're getting at Kaufman. Highly suggest if you haven't played out there to get out there and give that a shot. Kaufman, spectacular course. Next up on our list, we're down to the last three, is Quail Ridge. And the website shows right now $59 for 18 with a cart. We potentially suspect that could be a spring rate. When I last checked, it was 50. It's up to 59 now. So it could be a regular summer rate. We're not sure. Jeff is a member out there, so I'm sure he'll have plenty of insight on Quail Ridge. But, John, Quail Ridge, $59 for 18 with a cart on a Saturday.
Yep, not so sure I've even seen that one either. I think my wife one time worked at an outing there during the day there. But if Jeff likes it, it's got to be good.
Jeff, Quail Ridge.
Yeah, well, this is my second year being a member. I've been playing out there pretty heavy for 3 years, and when I first started playing there, I about quit playing because that's another one of those courses. Well, you got to play it a while. You got to play it a few times to see. A lot of these courses to me are like that. You got to play them a few times to know what you're doing, to know where to hit the ball. Know where maybe hey, I can hit a 3-wood here instead of a driver. On this hole, my miss is right, not left. And if you're not a regular out there, you don't know that. So it took a long time to learn that. Plus the greens out there, oh my goodness, every single one's very undulating. Every single one. Like for instance, the second green is a 2-tier green. It's the left half is way high and the right half is way low. So
depending where the pin is, you need to be somewhere.
Yeah, well, trust me, the way I've been playing lately, when the pin's high, I hit it low. When the pin's low, I hit it high, and it's But you want to hit on the right side of the green. So there's a lot of things about it. But I like it just because the guys I play with, we have a good time. We have a little game out there and stuff. So it's kind of nice. I mean, if I had my druthers, would we play somewhere else? Maybe. But they treat us really good out there. The staff is incredible. And I think it's a nice place to play. Plus, it's kind of out a little bit in the country. There's not tons of houses on there and stuff. There's probably only 2 or 3 houses on the whole course. So that's kind of nice. But it is out. It is east of the airport. It takes me a minute to get out there. It takes me about 25 minutes to get out there. So just take a buzz out M6.
What exit do you get off there? 'Cause I've looked at it on the map. And
the best way to take is 96 and then get off the very first exit and then double back and cut through Ada. That's the best way to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I've looked at it there. It looks like a kind of a tough one to get to if you're coming off of the highway there. You kind of have a little bit of a drive off the highway. I've not played Quail Ridge, but 59 there with a cart based on what Jeff has got to say about it there sounds right to me. Let's get to our last two here. We have a tie for the most expensive course in West Michigan, and one of them earns the title. The other one I'm not so sure about. And we'll start with the Meadows, John. Meadows at Grand Valley State University in Allendale, $64 for 18 holes with a cart. It's a $2 raise in price this year at the Meadows, which is a fair raise to me. But $64 at the Meadows, John. What do you think?
Only actually played it once. Played the practice greens there a ton of times myself, and then also with Connor growing up. Drove past it, of course, a lot there. It looks like it's in beautiful shape. Nice course. I enjoyed the outing I played there.
Jeff, the Meadows.
I like the Meadows. But the challenge. I think the course is set up beautifully. I think that there's a lot of challenging holes, and then there's some kind of halfway easy holes. The challenge you have out there, and John will know when I'm talking about this, it reminds me a lot of Forest Acres. You get out there, and I think there's just a ton of Grand Valley employees. It seems like it's always busy out there, and you can never go out and play. Again, with this Quail Ridge group, we typically play in 4 hours, 4:10 at least. You go out to Quail Ridge sometimes, you could have a 5.5 hour round.
The Meadows, you mean?
Or Meadows, yeah, Meadows. It can be kind of slow. Now, I'm not saying it's every time, but as far as the course itself goes, I think it's outstanding. I really like the course. I really do, and it's really well kept.
Yeah, I've played the Meadows once as well. It's very well kept, top of the line. 64 for what it is, the course that it is. That looks like a high number there, but for the Meadows, that's a fair price, I think.
Now, if I may add, one thing they've done now, just again, me personally, I think I hate it, is the first hole. It used to be a par 5 with that water in front of it, so it was a nice start. I'd hit a driver, I'd hit a little utility club down to like 100, and I'd hit a wedge on the green. They've switched it. They moved the tees up like maybe 30 yards. They switched it to a par 4.
Okay, and you probably can't hit driver.
No, you hit driver, but then, unless you're a long hitter, which I'm not, I get up there, I got 180, 190 into the green where you got that water in front, and then that first green's really thin, if you guys remember. It's a thin green. So I go, I'm going to go for it. So I hit my 5-wood, and I hit the green, bounced over into the woods. I was not happy, John. I was not happy. I started out with a double.
Ooh.
That's not the way you want to start your round.
No. So anyway, but besides that, I do like the course.
Yes, very good course.
Yeah.
Last course on the list is the Mines at $64, John, and the highest price increase in West Michigan, $9 jump at the Mines. I've not heard good things about it. I've not played out there. You played out there last year, John, over Memorial Day, so I'm sure you probably paid a good chunk for the holiday rate. What do you think about the mines? $64.
Yeah, what were the greens like?
I thought the whole course was very poor from what I had heard about it. It was right after COVID, so all your ball washers were gone and everything. It just, to me, I didn't think it was any better than the Pines.
Ooh, that's okay. What do you think, Jeff?
Well, I'll just tell you my own personal opinion. I used to play out there every Saturday at 6:30 a.m. About 4, 5, 6 years ago. A friend of mine knew the starter or the golf pro, and he let us out, and I liked it. That was another course that takes, like, you got to play it like 5, 10, 15 times and know what you're doing. I mean, there's kind of funky stuff there. But I always liked it, and I thought it was very well kept, and it played fairly well. But then I've heard, like, they had issues with their greens last year and stuff, and I don't know. I haven't played out there in a long time, but when I did play out there, I personally, I liked the course.
Liked it for 64? I mean, you obviously didn't pay for that then.
No, I was only paying 25. Yeah, so that helps a little bit. Well, we'll get into that when we talk the regular. That does seem a tad stiff to me, but again, people got to do what they got to do. So it's to me, golf's kind of a supply and demand business. Ever since this COVID hit, I don't think anybody works anymore, except for me and John. And then everybody's just out playing golf every day. So I mean, these guys. When we were in Phoenix, we went to a golf course. We played Coyote Lakes on Monday. Okay, we had 2 tee times. We had one at 8 and then one at 2:45. Well, the 2:45 we didn't quite get done, so we tried to get it moved up. This guy goes, my tee sheet's booked from 6:30 a.m. till 4:30 p.m. I don't have a one opening. On a Monday. This isn't a weekend. This is a Monday. So it's just, I don't know. I see the same thing at Glen Eagle. I mean, I'll be in my house working in my office or whatever, and I just see people on a Wednesday just flying by, one cart after another. I'm like, apparently they get a lot of vacation time or they don't work. I don't.
Is that area of Arizona a big snowbird area?
It is. Yeah. So I get it, but still, and then everybody's like, "Whoa, that's outrageous for golf." Well, the tee sheet's filled. I mean, they could charge it. I mean, why would you not? Why would you cut the price if your tee sheet's filled?
All right.
So yeah,
we're not trying to lose money here. We're trying
right. I mean, that guy probably could have charged much more if he wanted. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. So anyway, back to what I was saying. So if the Mines can get 64 and they can keep their tee sheet filled, God bless them. I mean, if they can't, well, then maybe they might have to lower their price. But again, I just think with golf, I know we go through this and stuff, but I don't think people are sitting there going, hey, honey, do you want to play the Mines at 64 or do you want to play Glen Eagle at 49? I don't think they're doing that. I think they pick a course, they get a tee time. Now, if they tell them the price is too high, they might go, I'm not going to play. But I don't think anybody's really shopping golf courses when they make a tee time. Now, with the information we've provided today, maybe people will say, hey, I'm going to play these 3 or 4 courses.
You might not keep playing the same course again if it's highly priced, but I like to go to different courses.
Also, yeah. Yeah, again, I've not played the Mines. I heard they lost their greens. I've heard the tee boxes have been trashed lately. They did sell. There's a new owner there who is trying to keep it up there, but my whole thing there, if you're going to try to keep a course up there, try to take a course and take it to the next level, you shouldn't be doing a $9 raise after your first year ownership. I'm just saying, from what I've heard, you lose your greens, your tee boxes are trashed. Like you said, John, it's nothing better than the Pines. And you could play the Pines twice before you play the Mines once. And we're not trying to compare prices of dog courses there, but I'm not so sure about that price there. I think that's a little steep. Just based on what I've heard, if you have your own experience, that's fine. If you like it, that's fine. We all have our own likes and dislikes, but from what I've heard, it's just not for me. So that's it for the report. But let's take a look here at the 50 and over price list. There it is, John. Out of those, which is the best value out of the 50 and over crowd?
I think your best value is probably Kaufman.
Kaufman.
Your Meadows is probably as good as Kaufman, but it's more money. So I would say Kaufman is probably your best value.
What do you think, Jeff? It's a tough one here.
Oh,
not a good one.
No, not at all. I mean, I'll take Quail Ridge out because I'm a member. I would say, without a doubt, Kaufman.
Kaufman.
Yeah. It's easy to get to. It's not far from us, and like I said, it's well maintained. The staff there is really nice. They got an outstanding practice facility there too.
Yes, they do.
Very nice practice facility. I really like that course. It's an old-fashioned course. It's what you see is what you get. There isn't all these weird holes and weird undulations and stuff. It's just a real basic course. And I like Kaufman. I would say Kaufman.
And even though it's in the city, you see deer and stuff coming right out.
Oh, absolutely. I played there in the spring last year, and we had to wait a couple of times as we'd see a little doe come spitting out of the trees there. And it's like, oh, hold up here. You got doe crossing.
Well, usually on a 16, the long par 5 with the tree in the middle, if you look to the left over in that big field, you always see a lot of deer over there and stuff because they got that park all in there. Well, we call the golf course Palmer Park, although the golf course was supposed to be called L.E. Kaufman. But L.E. Kaufman Golf Course and Palmer Park all intertwined with each other. So I don't know how much acreage they have there, but yeah, it's pretty nice.
And I would agree with the table here. Kaufman, the best value out of those courses listed there. Jason Hutton's also in agreement there. Everyone that we've polled has all said Kaufman Golf Course, and that's not anything bad about the other courses that are listed there. They're all relatively good, but Kaufman, to me, is just a spectacular golf course, and I would rather play Kaufman, I think, than any of those courses listed on that list, John.
It's nice design. It you don't feel like you're hitting on to another hole, but yet it's not so spread out either. I think it's got a good blend of everything.
So that is it for the report. Looking at the report here, we all had Kaufman there for best value, 50 and over. We had a real split decision on the 41 to 49. And then the 40 and under there, we kind of had a split decision there. Hutton and Van Laen both thought the Pines. I thought Ironwood. Jeff thought the Crestview. Take this list here, John. Whole list there. If you had to pick anywhere to go play a round of golf at tomorrow, not given the weather forecast, of course, where are you going to go play at? Not necessarily Kaufman because it's the best value there. Price doesn't matter. Free round of golf. Where are you heading?
Probably the Meadows. Free round of golf. Probably the Meadows.
What do you say, Jeff? Meadows?
Absolutely. I'd say the same thing. And the reason being is I always like to play there early in the year before all the heather grows up. Because when you hit your ball in the rough early in the year, you can find it.
Yes.
When you hit your ball in the rough in July and August at Meadows, you can't find it.
No.
So, yeah, I would pick Meadows.
I would as well, not just because it's the most expensive course on the list there at 64. Just it's a solid golf course. Now that I'm not saying it's a bad value compared to Kaufman at all there, but I'd just prefer to play Kaufman there. But if money wasn't an option or an object there, it'd be the Meadows. One thing before we finish up there, golf courses are closing. There's a couple that have happened around here lately. John, out of this list here, which one do you think potentially is on the chopping block for a closure, whether it's out of business, housing development, or something else?
Yeah, I haven't heard anything as far as rumors go, but
Correct.
Just my own instincts based on where it's located and what I know, I would say Ironwood has got to be a strong consideration.
What do you say, Jeff? You got an idea?
Yeah, I'd probably go with John, probably Ironwood.
I do Ironwood or Wallingwood, just because Wallingwood's
yes.
already around a housing complex. Glen Eagle is a potential there.
You can get some nice value for those lots along the river, probably.
They just don't tell them it floods yearly.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully they have a good enough realtor that already knows that. So that's it for the Golf Consumer Report. Had a good, fun time doing it. Next week we're going to do, I guess potentially next week, there's a question whether we're going to have a program or not next week. We'll do the membership report there, which is one we did last year as well. Kind of with the same idea there as to the how much the price of golf or how much the price of memberships have gone up in the area.